पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं वादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। वर्ष नंबर 293। सर्वात्मना दृश्यमिदं मृषैव नैवाहमर्था क्षणिकत्वदर्शनात् जानाम्यहं सर्वम् इति प्रतीतिः कुतो अहमादि क्षणिकस्य सिद्धेत। I repeat one more time. सर्वात्मना दृश्यम इदं मृषैव नैवाहमर्था क्षणिकत्वदर्शनात् जानाम्यहं सर्वम् इति प्रतीति कुतो हमादि क्षणिकस्य सिद्धेत। The translation is, the whole objective world is non-real. Neither is the ego real, for it is seen to be momentary. How then can the apparent notion I know all be true when the ego, etc., are themselves momentary? One more time, translation. This objective universe is absolutely unreal. Neither is egoism a reality, for it is observed to be momentary. Who can the perception that I know all be true of egoism, etc., which are momentary? Now we are entering a new chapter, very important, very interesting, and very practical, very logical, and very simple. The chapter is the perceived I factor. The chapter is what I-ness is. The topic is very practical. You can apply it very easily. Actually, spirituality is very simple. And we don't like simple things. That is why we make the spirituality complicated. We believe in complication. But spirituality is very, very simple. Here the chapter is I-ness. What I is. Before entering in this chapter, we should go through chapter 10 in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna described his glory. His glory, he says, what I am. In chapter 10, to Arjuna, he described about what glory of God, what is splendor of the God, his manifold manifestations. In very beginning, when he was questioned, he started reply. Very beginning mantra, he says, Aham Atma Gudakesa Sarva Bhuta Sthita. I would like to attract your concentration. Aham Atma. He says, O Arjuna, the meaning is very simple. I am the self. Aham Atma Gudakesa Sarva Bhuta Sthita. He said, O Arjuna, I am the self residing in hearts of all beings. And I am the beginning, I am the middle, and also I am the end of all beings. But very word is Aham Atma. Aham means what? Sanskrit, we call it Aham. Its translation is I. So we use word I-ness. He said, Arjuna, Aham Atma, I am the soul. And then he described, he said, among the mountains, I am the Himalaya. Among the rivers, I am the Ganges. And so many things he had said. But finally he said one more interesting thing. He said, Pandavanam Arjuna. Vrishninam Krishnoham Pandavanam Dhananjaya. So my point is, when Krishna says, I am Arjun among the Pandavas, it's good. And one more thing he says, Vrishninam Vasudeva. I am the Vasudeva among the Vrishnis. So what Vrishnis is? Vrishnis is a clan which belong to Lord Krishna. So Krishna, Vasudeva, he says, I am the Krishna, Vasudeva. Where? In Vrishnis. Vrishninam Vasudevokam. Here, and finally he says, I remain pervading this entire universe with single fraction of myself. I am everything. I am Arjuna, I am the Himalaya, I am the Ganges, I am the king, I am the Indra, I am the sun, I am Rudra. But I am beyond of them. These all are my glories. These all are my splendors. They have given some powers from me. Same. To understand this topic, what I-ness is. You are like a king. Like a king gives some powers to a judge, he gives some powers to police, some ministers, and they act according to constitution which had been given to them by king. So you are like a king, and your glory is eye, nose, ears, tongue, skin, mind, feet, hand. These all are your glories. I can see because of you. Ears can hear because of you. Nose can taste, smell because of you. Tongue can taste because of you. So these all are your manifestations. Your glory. You are like a king. So sometimes you see through the eye. Then experience happens, I am watching. Sometimes I am hearing. I am touching. I am tasting. And I am going. I am thinking. So this I is not fixed. Like a book. This is the book. This is always book. You cannot say it as a stone. Stone is a stone, it is not book. Book is a book, not a stone. So every object and its meaning is fixed. But what about I? I sometimes appears with nose, I smell, I hear, I taste, I touch. So there is no fixed point. There is no fixed point. So I is moving, I is shifting always. It means these are not eyes. These all are false eyes, false. They sometimes appears, sometimes disappears. Sometimes eyes is with gross body. I am fat, I am thin. To understand this topic, we take example, your body, because your body is always with you. When you were child, you always was aware, I am child. I am child. Slowly, slowly, you become youth. Then the concept of childhood has gone, and I am youth. Then I am old. Lord Sri Krishna says, Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara prapti. So our body is always changing. Always change. But you are the same. Here, Shankaracharya says, Sarvatmana Drishyam idam mrishaiva. One thing is clear. You are Vedantic student. You are very clear that whatever is appears, it is not real. Absolutely. Sarvatmana idam drishyam mrishaiva. Sarvatmana means absolutely, no doubt. Whatever is in front of you, whatever is, without any doubt, mrishaiva, it is absolutely unreal. And naivaha martha chanikattu darshana. And not only this appearance is unreal, even deeper, ahankar, ego, aham artha. So here two words. One is aham artha, another is ahankar. In Sanskrit, we use word car. As you use car for traveling. In Sanskrit, we use word car to limitate anything like omkar. Omkar, O, A, U, Ma. These three letters, and then put kar. So it becomes omkar. Omkar bindu sanyuktam. Same, the word is aham. Aham. It is Sanskrit, aham. And just put the word kar. It becomes ahankar. Ahankar, like your car. Your car is not always with you. You cannot become always with your car. Same, your ahankar, ego, I-ness, sometimes happens, sometimes not. It is ahankar. It is not real. Naiva aham artha. Aham artha means I-ness. So what I-ness? That I see, I hear, I touch, I taste, I go. So this I-ness is not real. It does not mean I-ness is not real. Janamyaham sarvam miti pratite. So one thing is common with you, and that is I know everything. I know everything. Everything does not mean you know about the flights, about the airport, about the agriculture, about the chemistry, about the geography, about the moon. It does not mean. Janam aham, I know everything. It means only what had happened with you in your childhood, you know. Childhood has gone. Youth has gone. But you are remembered. It means you are the same. You do not change anything. Your body has changed. Conditions have changed. But you are same. That is why you remember when I went in my childhood in the here and there had happened such things. You know. So I know everything. I know everything. You can understand that way also. You are now waking state. Here, dreamer is not available. When you go in dream state, that time waker is not there. And when you go susupti, deep sleep, both will disappear. There is no dreamer, no waker, but you are there. Sarvatmanaha sarvamiti pratiti kuto amade. So this concept, I know everything, is your experience. I cannot know everything. I can only see. I cannot taste. Your tongue can taste. Your tongue cannot see. Your ears can hear only, they cannot see. But you know everything. So this I-ness, whichever appears in eyes, in tongue, in ears, in skin, is touch, are false. Now next one. Aham padartha tvamadi shakshi nityam susupta vapi bhava darshanat bruthe hyajo nitya iti sruti swayam tat pratyagatma sadasat vilakshanam. The meaning is, aham padartha tvamadi shakshi नित्यम सुसुप्ता बपि भाव दर्शनात् अजो हि ब्रूते हि अजो नित्य इति श्रुति स्वयं तत् प्रत्यगात्मा सदसत विलक्षणम. The meaning is, but the real I witness the ego, etc., and is always there. Even in deep sleep, it is unborn, eternal, as the Shruti itself says. It is the innermost self, different from the relative truth and untruth. See the meaning one more time. But the real I, that which witness the ego and rest, it exists always, even in the state of deep sleep. The Shruti says it is birthless, eternal, etc. Therefore, the Paramatman is different from the gross and subtle bodies. So there are two types of I-ness. One I-ness is false, another is real. Which one are real? Shankaracharya says, real one is which is witness. Witness. Witness for witness all changes. Aham padarthas tvamadi shakshi. Shakshi, witness. The real I-ness is who is witness for all I-ness. Your eyes see and give report to insight. Your ears hear and give report to insight. Your tongue taste and give report to insight. Whom they are reporting? They are just medium. I is just medium. So our eye is watching, ears are listening, tongue is tasting, skin is touching, mind is also thinking, but it witnesses everything. It is a center of knowledge. Whatever happening, for what? sometimes your eyes are working. Sometimes your ears are hearing. Sometimes your tongue is tasting. And they are not working permanently. But one thing remember, I-ness is everywhere. I-ness is everywhere. Even in deep sleep, there are neither organs nor mind. I-ness is there too. So Shankaracharya says, Aham padarthas tuhamadi shakshi. What are Ahamadi Sakshi? These I-ness are false. The real I-ness is inside. Ahamadi Sakshi. And Nityam, it is eternal. It is always. Your eye see or not. Your ears hear or not. Your organs work or not. It makes no difference to him. Shankaracharya says, Nityam susupta vapi bhava darshanat. When we are waking state, our sense organs are working. When we are in deep sleep, in dream state, our mind is working. But when we are in Sushupti, deep sleep, nothing is working. Nothing is working. What you are there? Bhava darshanat, you are there. That is why when we wake up and we say, I had so good sleep, I did not know anything. I was there. I was there. But my organs was not there. My mediums were not working there. My mind was not working there. But I was there. Bhava darshanat. And now he's giving example from the Shruti, Kathopanishad. He says, Ajo nitya sasatoyam purana. This I-ness, this I is without birth, eternal, forever, always. This is when you were child, teenage, or any condition. I-ness is always, everywhere, and everywhere. Everywhere, without any interruption. Ajo nitya, and this is your pratyagatma. Pratyagatma means it is your inner core. It is a central. Pratyagatma, sadasat vilakshanam, and this I, the real I, is not subtle, not gross. Because when we say sad, immediately we translate it subtle, sat, truth means like this is chair, this is truth. Asat, this is not truth, this is not chair. So sad vilakshanam, so this I-ness is not subtle, not gross, this is beyond of both. Now next one. Vikarinam sarva vikar veta nitya vikaro bhavitum samarti manorathas swapna susupti susputam puna punar ishtamat Sattumetayo. I chant one more time. Vikarinam sarva vikara vetta nitya vikaro bhavitum arhati manorathas supna susupti susputam puna punaradrishtyam asattumetayo. The translation is, that which is the knower of all changes in all things which undergo change must doubtless be eternal and changeless again and again. The unreality of the gross and subtle bodies is clearly perceived in one's imagination, in dreams, and in dreamless sleep. The same topic is continue. Shankaracharya ji explaining about ego, I-ness. What I-ness is? He says, Sarva Vikarinam Sarva Vikara Vitta. Vikari means modification. Vikari means modifications. Like everywhere. That is why we call the universe is momentary. It looks same, but it is not same. Like you are sitting by the river of the Ganges, you take a cup of water. Immediately, Ganges looks similar, same, but it is not. Lots of water has flowed. You cannot touch the same water because water has gone far away. Another water has come in its place. So the all universe is going very fast. Momentary. So this is the modification. You think about your body. Your body is a good example. You can understand it very easily. When someone was born and so one date and time, immediately he expressed his life. He started crying, weeping, and slowly, body developed. You can development in the body, you can say that. But Shankaracharya says, vikar, modification. Meaning the same. Words are different. He says, vikar. Every day, every moment, every month, every year, body is going to change. Not only body, everything. Everything is changing. But similarity is so much, we cannot understand its changes. Vikarinam sarva vikara vitta. So in our body also, there are so many changes, so many modifications. But we know ourselves, that is my body. And if you see your picture, which has been taken many years before, 50 years before, you cannot identify. You cannot identify this is your picture. So many modifications has happened. Vikarinam sarva vikara vitta. So there are so many modifications, so many changes in our body all over the world. But one thing is clear. Sarva vikara vitta. I know my childhood. I remember when I was child, I went there, I did so, I ate so. I remember. It means I was in my childhood. My body has changed. But I am not changed. I am the same. Then you remember your past. Past has so much interest in it. Everybody has interest in their past. Past is mind. When I was a child, I did so, I that so. Then after 10 years, then I got something, then I got that, then I got that. After 10 years, then this happened. So we have a chain of the experiences. Who knows? The knower must be in that time. When you were child, you must be there. But your body has changed. So it means you are not body. Sarva vikara vitta, the knower of the all modifications. And that knower is not temporary. Nitya vikaro bhavitum arati, it must be eternal. It should be always. It is not sometime. And manorathasapna susupti sputam puna punaradrishti masattvametayo. Now he's giving more explanations to make us understand. Like, now we are in waking state. In waking state, our body is gross body. I am reading something. I am listening something. I am watching something. These objects are gross. And these organs also are gross. So this is waking state. We are in Vedantic class. We are reading Vivek Chudamani. So this is the waking state. My book is gross. My eyes also gross. This light is also gross light. Everything is gross. Now this time, subtle body is not available. When I will go to dream state. And because of my sanskar, because of my habit, I may start Vedantic class there also. Because it is a habit. I just remember yesterday night I saw the dream, very beautiful dream. I was giving talks. So in dream also, I was giving talk. It was Bhagavatam. I remember that. It was Bhagavatam talk. But I was giving talk because of my habit. But that time, the discourse of the Bhagavatam, the myself and audience, everything was settled. Everything was settled. This body was not there. But I was there. This time, the subtle body is not here, subtle audience is not here, the Bhagavatam is not here. Now we are studying Vivek Chudamani. Time is different, everything is different. So this is the gross level. This time, subtle body is not here. And that time, my gross body was not there. But I was there. I was both places. I am here, I was there too. Shankaracharya says, Manoratha Swapna Sushuptishu. And sometimes, after this is the gross level, and sometimes we experience dream level, and sometimes both levels has gone and you are deep sleep. You are sound sleep. You are making sound for others, and you enjoying your sleep. In that sound sleep, there was no gross body, no subtle body, but I was there too. I was there. So see, changes has happened. Manoratha Swapna Susupti Susputam. Sometimes you are dream state, sometimes you are waking state, sometimes you are deep sleep, and sometimes you would be in samadhi. So states are changing, but you are everywhere. You are everywhere. It means you are not gross, you are not subtle. Punah punaradishtam asaptumetayo. Shankaracharya says, asaptvam. They are not everywhere. They sometimes happen, sometimes not. So their existence is not always. Now, next one. Ato bhimanam tejamansa pinde pindabhimanya napi buddhi kalpite kalatrayavadyam akhanda bodham gyatva swamatmanamupaihi shantim. I repeat one more time. Ato bhimanam tejamansa pinde pindabhimanya napi buddhi kalpite kalatrayavadyam akhanda bodham gyatva swamatmanamupaihi shantim. The translation is, therefore, give up your identification with his maze of flesh and with the ego and the subtle body, which are imagination of the mind, by realizing your own self, which is absolute knowledge, which cannot be negated in 3 periods of time, attain to the state of supreme peace. See the translation. Therefore, give up your identification with lump of flesh, the gross body, as well as with the ego or the subtle body, which are both imagined by the intellect, realizing your own self, which is knowledge, absolute, and not to be denied in past, present, and future, attain to peace. Now conclusion has come. What is the purpose? These 3 verses, Shankaracharya was giving explanation about I-ness. I just giving in brief what he has said. He said there are 2 types of I-ness. One is real I, your manifestation. I am. Your real expression, manifestation, Other I-ness is your glories, not you. Your eye, your ears, five sense of perception, organ of actions, your mind, your body is your glory, not you. Remember one thing. You are glorious, but glory is not you. So there are two types I-ness. One is real I-ness. I am, I am, I am, I am. Don't add anything. It is enough. I am enough. Sufficient, more than sufficient. Don't add. But when we identify with the tongue, then I am testing. Then my knowledge becomes limited. I can test. Your tongue can only taste. Your tongue cannot smell. So don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. So there are two types of I-ness. One is false. There are many. There are many I-ness with the body. I am the child, I am the young, I am the old, I am the sannyasi, I am the grahastha, so many. What one real I is, I am. And this is enough. This is a witness. So Shankaracharya says, now conclusion has come. Give up all identifications with gross body. For some time, you can understand that this is your body. Just for some time. Make to understand. You can understand that this is my body. But you don't understand that you are the body. This is my house. This is my book. This is my chair. Same, this is my body. But I am not the body. The conclusion is, Shankaracharya says, give up all identification with the gross body. And not only gross body, as well as subtle body too. Tato bhimanam tejamansa pinde. And not only this gross body, deeper than this, there is another body we call is subtle body. There are so many complications. There are so many thoughts, emotions, and jivahood. All things are where? In subtle body. Shankaracharya says, Ato bhimanam tejamansa pinde pinda bhimanya napi buddhi kalpita. So, your subtle body also is a body. You can understand that this is my mind. This is my intellect. I am not intellect. I should use my mind. I should use my intellect, but I am not intellect. So he says, Buddhi kalpite, these all are imaginary. Kalatraya avadya khanda bodham gyatva samatmanam upayisant. When you negate these two bodies, these false I-ness, then question will arise, then who am I? Then question must arise, I am not this body, I am not jiva, I am not subtle body, then what Who am I? Then answer will come. Kalatrayavadya khanda bodham gyatva samatmanam. Then answer will come. You are the present everywhere. This is your nature, your reality. You are not the body. Now last one. Tejabhimanam kulagotra nama rupa srameshwa dravasraviteshu lingasya dharma nyapi kartritradim tektva bhavakhanda sukhasya rupa. I chant one more time. Tejabhimanam kulagotra nama rupa srameshwa dravasraviteshu lingasya dharma napi kartritadis tektva bhavakhanda sukhasya rupa. The meaning is, renounce your identification with family, lineage, name, form, and order in life, attribute which pertain to the body, which like a foul corpus. So too, renounce your ideas of agency, etc., which are attributes of the subtle body. Thus realize your true essence as the absolute bliss. See the translation again. Shankaracharya says in this verse, cease of identify yourself with family, lineage, name and form, which pertain to the body, which is like a rotten corpus for a jnani. Similarly, giving up the idea that you are the agent and so forth, which are attribute of the subtle body, be you an essence of your bliss absolute. Now, finally, he says, what the purpose? Purpose of the knowing, purpose of the knowledge. If we know the medicine, all medicine, and still I am sick, it means I am not using my knowledge. So Shankaracharya has given the knowledge for what? He says, the purpose is renounce identification. This is not knowledge. Knowledge has been happened. This is not knowledge. You know everything. The purpose is renounce your identification. We have identified first in this body, gross body. See, the meaning, Shankaracharya, what he's saying, he says renounce just identification, not body, not the world. He does not say. He renounced the world. He renounced the body. He renounced the object. He says renounce the identification. And sometimes we do very big mistake. We renounce the world. We renounce the money. Renouncing the money or holding the money has no meaning. Shankaracharya says, renounce your identification. So first, you renounce identification with this body. How? Just contemplate. Just contemplate. You are not this body. This body is for you. He's saying again and again, and I am also repeating. Don't torture body. Don't hate body. Body is the great mystery. a God's gift. He's not talking about body. He's talking about identification. Renounce your identification. Here, in this body, I am this body. Then, if I am this body, then must be my family. Because family belongs to the body. And lineage. Lineage from this, all series has started. We believe that every human being, the series is started from the rishis. Lineage, then there must be some name. So we identify with the name and form an order of life. I am sannyasi, you are the grasti. So there are so many identifications. Once in Ashtavakra Gita, Ashtavakra said, if you accepted that you are the body, then all sins will bound to be happen. If you accepted that I am the body, this is the sin. This is the father of all sins. If you accept that I am the body, all things, sins had happened. So he says, then lingasya dharma napi kartritadi. After that, there must become linga dharma, the quality of the subtle body. Then will come, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am the jiva, I am the sinner, I am virtuous. This identification will come. If you identify with gross body, subtle body, then they must will come. They must become. So that is why Shankaracharya says, lingasya dharma napi kartritvadi. You have to renounce both bodies. Bhava akhanda sukhasya rupa. This is the message which has given by Shankaracharya. This is the last message in this chapter. Bhava akhanda sukhasya rupa. Akhand, without interruption, without break, your happiness will be continue. If you do that, then your happiness will be continue because you are established your own nature. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vadarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Isharo Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Namah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.